Hi. Do you know what number that is? It's the, magic one. Why is it the magic one, you ask? Because the magic one, you see, has the power to change any other number, especially fractions, to look a little differently. So what I mean by that is if I take the fraction 2/3, which was a thief in a little movie that I might have shown you, I can change this by multiplying or dividing, but in this case multiplying by 1. And there's 1. Why is it 1? 2 over 2 is 1 whole. Just multiplying. But when you do this, you must multiply both the denominator and the numerator. Denominator, numerator, must do both. Magic 1. And so therefore this becomes 4/6. So 4/6 is the same as 2/3. And you can see that there, that here's 2/3. If you remember the cake in the weird number, here's 2/3. That is actually the same amount as 4/6. Okay, the magic 1. Now, classic thing that kids, when they're learning this, don't do. They think they can do it all in their head because they're so smart. But it turns out that doing things in your head leads to bridges that fall. You engineers out there. So I don't want you to do it in your head. I want to see the magic 1. So when you, let's say that I give you a fraction that looks like, I'll make it simple. Let's say it's this. It has a, let's do this, put the equivalent sign a little bit further, equivalent to 25/30ths. Then I might ask you, in this case, is 25/30ths the same as 5/6? Is that equal sign true? Or is it a not equal? Or is it a greater than, a less than? Okay. And the way we do this is we say to ourselves, what did we do to the 6 to make the 30? And if you know your math facts, and again, I've said that a bazillion times, don't you agree? Haven't I said that a lot, Sydney? How about you, Jack? Have I said it's time we know our math facts? If you know your math facts, all math's going to be a lot easier. Alice, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Of course you do. That's why it's so important to get through extra math and get it all done. Because if you have it automatic, then this is going to be easy. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. So therefore, in fact, yes, that is true. Yay, happy face with hair on the equal sign. Okay, now, the other way we're going to do this, using the magic 1, is we're going to say to ourselves, if I have a fraction that looks like this, and it says equal, and it's got an emptiness, sad emptiness, and it's going to have that in the denominator, you're going to say to yourself, and here's what I want. I want to see this. I want to see you fill in those two boxes. If they're not there, I want to see you write them there. I want you to prove that, in fact, you know what the magic 1 is. So I'm going to ask you, what did you do to a 7 to make a 49? Or what did you do to the 49 to make the 7? And math facts, division and multiplication are the same thing, aren't they? Just reverse. Well, we multiplied by 7. 7 times 7 is 49. So therefore, our magic 1 must be a 1, because whatever you do to the denominator, you must do to the numerator. Therefore, we have 42/49ths. And they are, in fact, equivalent fractions. That fraction is identical to that, and we know that because all we did was multiply by 1 or divide by 1. Now, sometimes the box, the emptiness, the sad emptiness, might be on this side of the equation. That's okay. It's no big deal. And let's say we have a 5 there, and we have a 25 here and a 20 here. And I would say to you then, what did you do here? Since we know those two numbers, we don't know this number. But we can be little problem solver detectives and say, well, what did you do to these two numbers such that what's their relationship? How are they pals in the life of mathematics? And therefore, we're going to solve. And so again, I want to see the magic 1. I want to see you draw it in. I want to see that. I want you to do that. You must do that so that you prove that, in fact, this is a 5 and this is a 5. There's the 1, magic 1. All you're doing is dividing the numerator there and the denominator by basically 1. That's how you're altering that fraction. So this becomes a 4. So 4/5 is the same as 20/25s, which, by the way, coincidentally is the same as 80 100ths. And now that's a percentage. 80%. 4 out of 5 is 80%. So by the way, when you get, and over here, if you said this is also 8/10, check it out, magic 1 of 2 over 2, 8/10, I can also quickly say, well, 8 out of 10 is 80%. That's important because on, let's say on a studies weekly, you only get 5 points. You miss 1, you only get 80%. What if you miss 2? Let's do that. What if you miss 2? What happens then? What if you got a 5-point assignment, but you missed 2 of them, so you get 3 out of the 5? Okay, then I'm going to say to you, well, what is that in tenths, or better yet, hundredths? But let's just do tenths. And there's our empty box. What's the magic 1 here? What did we do? Well, we multiply 2. 2 over 2 is the 1. So therefore, my numerator is 6/10. That would be a 60% if you miss 2 on a 5-point assignment. So that's why we've talked about this before. The smaller the number of points available on an assignment, the bigger each point counts in the terms of percentages. Okay, so that's using the magic 1. You must always write the magic 1 in, show it, and fill in the missing numbers. Okay, pause a second.